Well, hey guys, in today's video, I'm gonna be talking about this popular TikTok trend of putting raw potato slices on your acne. It doesn't actually work. Is it a horrible idea? Why are these kids doing it? If you're new here, welcome. My name is Andrea. I'm a board certified dermatologist. I would love it if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the thumbs up. That really helps my channel out a lot. Definitely make sure you stick around to the end of the video. I'm gonna be sharing with you guys some of my absolute favorite tips, suggestions, and products for acne. Several of you who follow me over on TikTok tag me saying, please comment on this crazy trend. You know, it's actually not unique to TikTok or new. It's something that is really popular actually as a DIY in India. But what is the reason behind doing it, and does it actually work? You know, potatoes, they actually have a lot of potentially beneficial compounds for the skin. One thing that's great about potatoes, as you probably appreciate, is that they're pretty starchy, and that starch can help in absorbing excess oiliness. Potatoes also have a ton of antioxidants. Antioxidants can scavenge free radicals that lead to inflammation. And the root of acne is that it's an inflammatory disease. So when you're experiencing a breakout, there's a lot of inflammation in your skin. Logic follows that putting something anti-inflammatory or something with anti-inflammatory compounds on the skin might help reduce an acne flare. The other thing that's nice about these anti-inflammatory compounds is that when it comes to issues around hyperpigmentation, anything that causes inflammation in the skin can ultimately lead to hyperpigmentation. So many people pursue this potato thing in the hopes of brightening and lightening up areas of hyperpigmentation. And it makes some sense. So it's not completely illogical. Potatoes are also rich in everyone's favo ingredient, vitamin C. Vitamin C is an antioxidant that can scavenge free radicals, super popular in uber expensive skincare products like SkinCeuticals. I call it SkinCeuticals. SkinCeuticals, CE Ferulic, and 99 bazillion other serums on the market. You guys know though, vitamin C is not super stable. So whether or not that actually helps, who knows, from the potato. You know, the other thing in potatoes that people talk about, you'll find, in forums kind of trying to debate whether or not this is effective, is potatoes have an enzyme called catecholase, and some people believe that that is what could cause, improvement in hyperpigmentation, but we have zero data for that. What exactly is catecholase? It's an enzyme that catalyzes reactions with oxygen. It's actually what is responsible for kind of the browning that happens with apples and potatoes. Oh dear. Next up is gonna be the apple trend of people putting apples on their skin on TikTok. Have you guys seen these? They're crazy. I mean, like kids like with a potato taped to their face. They go to bed like this. I mean, I thought the toothpaste thing was bad. That was from my generation, although it's still being perpetuated to this day. But yeah. Motivation. I mean, acne is insufferable to deal with, so I get why they're desperate and hopeful that this will help. There's also some laboratory-based studies showing that some of the anti-inflammatory compounds in potatoes can reduce cytokine production. This is lab-based, not in actual humans. Why is that beneficial? Well, cytokines, they're the part of our immune system and our immune response. It kind of gets everything revved up for the inflammation and can obviously aggravate acne. So anything that would, calm those down may help in reducing an acne flare. Does this actually work to treat acne? The short answer, we don't know. But just because a potato is packed with all of this stuff, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be an effective treatment for acne. We don't have any potato randomized controlled trials in acne. You're not gonna go to a dermatologist and be told, oh yeah, put a potato on your face. So, I can't tell you if it works or not. And I know people on the internet will tell you that it works, but that is an anecdote. Oh. So be wary of anecdotes. They are not always, reliable, obviously. Anecdotes can, be explained by other potential things like acne sometimes just gets better on its own. So be wary of anecdotes, especially on TikTok where anecdotes gets views. And views is the goal with TikTok. So yeah, be wary of these personal anecdotes. What about hyperpigmentation? Again, no potato trials on melasma or post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation or sunspots. You're not gonna find that. It's not there. If you wanna try this, is it a bad idea? Short answer, no. It's pretty benign to do so. How do you go about doing it? I would first wash your potato, to clean it, peel it, and then you can slice it. And I suppose you could pat it into the skin, leave that on the skin for a few minutes, and then rinse it off. Whether or not this is gonna do anything, I cannot tell you. However, it would not be something I would ever recommend to a patient, for example. As I alluded, there's no data to support doing this. Make sure you wash the potato before you peel it though. Who should avoid this potato trend? I want to call it potato famine. I don't know why. But yeah, who should avoid this potato trend? If you have a latex allergy. Some people with allergies to latex will cross-react with other with compounds in potatoes. So you wouldn't want to put this on your skin if you have a latex allergy. And as a side note, if you have a latex allergy, you may be wondering how it is that you can eat potatoes because the allergen is denatured in the cooking process and no longer problematic. But if you came in contact with a lot of raw potatoes, then that could cause issue for you if you're somebody with a latex allergy. There are also case reports of people developing what's called protein contact urticaria, or basically hives when they come in contact with potatoes. It's a type of allergy. So, if you find that putting the potato on your skin causes hives, stop doing it. It's not a good idea. It can really cause a lot of problems for you down the road. I don't recommend leaving it on your skin for a prolonged period of time. Why? I don't know. It makes me nervous to have that on your skin for so long. I think it could, just increases the risk of irritation potentially. But I don't have any data to support that. I'm just a nervous person at baseline. I don't want people to have, irritation and problems with things. So I don't know. Maybe some people on TikTok doing this potato poultice, maybe they just live with potato on their skin 24/7 and are doing just fine in life. I can't cite a study to substantiate that, however. And for those of you out there who deal with hyperpigmentation and you may be, motivated to sit there and hang out with potato on your face, remember, anything that's irritating can actually end up worsening the hyperpigmentation. So if you find that this is irritating, it causes symptoms of itch, redness, just abandon it. All right, alternatives to potatoes. For those of you out there with acne, like I noticed, for example, a lot of people on TikTok, they're using these for like acutely inflamed lesions of acne, like a painful acne cyst. What can you do? Use a spot treatment with an active ingredient that we know works, namely benzoyl peroxide. I have videos talking about the benefits of benzoyl peroxide for acne. So if you're new here, definitely check those videos out. But benzoyl peroxide can really help as a spot treatment. It reduces the burden of bacteria, Cutibacterium acnes, that is partially responsible for acne. It's also anti-inflammatory. And at the first sign, actually, that you are developing one of these pimples, like you can kind of feel it under the skin, that's really the best time to start using it. It is very drying, however, so just be aware of that. You don't need a big blob, just a very thin film to the affected area. It will really help. And once that acne spot is cleared, if you find that you don't really care to use the benzoyl peroxide, it's too drying, it's too irritating, then you can just abandon it and use it just as needed as a spot treatment. I recently mentioned this and I've talked about it in numerous videos, but one of my favorite over-the-counter benzoyl peroxide spot treatments is the La Roche-Posay Effaclar Duo. This has 5.5% benzoyl peroxide and it also has LHA. LHA will help the benzoyl peroxide get into that acne lesion a little bit better. So this is a really good product to consider if you are looking for a good spot treatment as opposed to putting a raw potato on your skin. I know that this can work. The other benefit of putting this on at the first sign of a pimple and continuing to use it through the life of the pimple is that it will reduce the inflammation in the skin that ultimately can lead to hyperpigmentation. So it's a good option too for those of you who heal with hyperpigmentation and you're looking to treat your acne. Now, I said the starch thing about the potato might be good for wicking up oiliness, and I'm sure people are enthusiastic about that. But an alternative that works to remove excess oiliness from the surface of the skin and from within the pore is to just use a basic clay mask. And this one by Cetaphil is fantastic. It doesn't get enough love. I feel like Cetaphil is just not as cool to people as CeraVe. But you guys out there with acne, you should definitely give this a try. It's very moisturizing, unlike many clay masks can be super, super drying. This is actually pretty moisturizing. It's very simple to use. It's not irritating for most people. Of course, you know, there's always exceptions in that case, but that's a really good product to use. If you're somebody with really oily skin and you were hoping the potato starch was gonna help remove some of that, definitely check that out. Now, if you've got one of those honkin' painful acne cysts, instead of grabbing a slice of potato, instead I would recommend putting a cool compress there. Cool compresses can help reduce that inflammation. Doesn't require you to buy anything, and it can help in soothing the area. It helps constrict the blood vessels, reducing redness, reduces swelling, reduces inflammation, ultimately will reduce the risk of it going on to scar and reduce the risk of it going on to heal with hyperpigmentation. So that's another really simple thing that you can do yourself. A better option, although I know it can be incredibly challenging to accomplish, is to get in to see a board certified dermatologist. Why? Because in the setting of an acutely inflamed pimple, we can inject a little bit of steroid medicine into the pimple that will make it go away much faster and reduce the risk that it will heal with a scar and or hyperpigmentation. So that is really one of the best things to do in that situation, but you know, I understand that that is one of the hardest things to do as well. So, you know, if you're in a pinch and you have a painful acne lesion, rather than squeezing it or, you know, putting potato all over it, just apply a cool compress. It will help reduce discomfort and reduce the risk that it will heal with hyperpigmentation. Now, in terms of hyperpigmentation, ignore the potato. The best thing that you can do for healing existing hyperpigmentation and preventing hyperpigmentation in the future, whether it be due to a healing pimple, whether it be due to sunspots or melasma, is to wear a broad spectrum SPF 30 or higher sunscreen every single day, all year round, regardless of the weather, regardless of what you're doing. I know some of you guys are always like, I live in this cave down in a basement and I never see the light of day. Do I still need to wear sunscreen? Just put it on. Why? Well, the sun that comes through window glass can and does contribute to not only photoaging, but upregulation of pigment production and hyperpigmentation. And some of the fluorescent bulbs in your overhead lighting also may contribute to hyperpigmentation as well. So just wear sunscreen all year round, every day, and just be consistent with it. That definitely can help quite a bit in the journey to rectify hyperpigmentation. And it's just a good habit for your skin health. When it comes to ingredients for improving hyperpigmentation, rather than going the potato route, stick to things that we know work. I already mentioned sunscreen, we know that works. And licorice root is another good ingredient you can find in many products, moisturizers. It reduces redness and it reduces irritation and it reduces hyperpigmentation. So for example, the Cetaphil redness relieving night moisturizer is a good product to use. It's got these ingredients that may help in the improvement of the hyperpigmentation, and it's, you know, safe to use if you have acne, of course. It's just a good moisturizer. So choose that instead of the potato. And in addition to licorice root, for those of you out there with either acne and or hyperpigmentation issues, there's also niacinamide. You can find it in so many moisturizers, and it's a great ingredient. It's a B vitamin. It can reduce inflammation, irritation, and it can have a skin brightening effect and potentially reduce the risk of you having more hyperpigmentation down the road. So that's another one. You don't need a dedicated serum with these ingredients. There are plenty of moisturizers on the market with niacinamide and licorice root. Now, I know a lot of people just adore doing DIYs. And as I said, I don't really see anything wrong per se with the potato DIY. Do I think it's going to change your life? No. But I think it's unlikely to harm you. So if you want to try it, let me know how it goes. I would love to hear how it works out for you. Another DIY that is, again, not super evidence-based, but also in theory might potentially be beneficial, is the rice water mask. I have a video sharing how to do that and the potential benefits of using rice water in skincare. So if you're really motivated to do a DIY, I would say give that a try. There is some thought that that also might help with hyperpigmentation and moisture retention. So that's another low risk DIY that you could try. Anyways, guys, that's what I can tell you about the DIY potato trend. Check it out, you guys. I'm wearing, I don't even know what color this is, aqua today. I'm just crushing that 2021 goal of wearing more than gray. Truthfully though, before I sat down to film this video, I had a gray shirt on. I was like, So you guys keep me accountable for my goals. So I put this on and I don't know, I think I'll leave it on. Why not? YOLO, you only live once, right? All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if so, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends. And as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.